I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about we broke up 3 times in 1 year.
Wow.
It's a lot of breakups.
Certainly is.
You know, Margaret, a lot of times people have multiple breakups.
They do.
And, you know, every situation can be different because maybe you've had multiple breakups over a long period, many, many years, or maybe you've had a situation where you have a lot of breakups in a short amount of time. So you have to figure out what's going on that would cause the breakup. Because it could be many, many things that would cause it.
Many things.
And one of the things that a lot of times we overlook is how other people truly influence our situation.
Absolutely. We don't look at that enough.
And actually, it's a big factor for many people.
Huge.
The family
Right.
getting involved in something that really isn't their business.
Right.
So we got an interesting email coaching today that I thought you guys would like. This is from a couple that is in their early 20s, okay? And they were together for 15 months. It was a little bit over a year, but it's the 3 time, okay? So he said, I've recently broke up with my girlfriend of 15 months. This is the 3rd time I've been dumped in that time.
Dumped.
Yeah, they're in their early 20s, and he works as an engineer for the family business, okay?
Her family business?
Her family business.
God.
She works in the company as well in the office, okay? Now, from what I gather, he says her grandpa owns the company and the mom is the manager in the HR department, okay? She's also going to school. She's going to college. And he said the start of our relationship was tricky because she was told by her mom that when she started the job to stay away from the engineers.
Here's a young woman going to be surrounded by all these well-educated guys, and she's supposed to ignore them. Yeah, sure.
And don't you think mom kind of set her up to
Yes.
like defy her there?
Well, yeah, exactly. This is what I don't want you to do, so now you have your instructions.
Yeah.
I'll show you, Mom.
But she took a liking to me. We needed to keep our relationship secret. We used to only meet in quiet locations like a park. Her cousin is also my apprentice, so he works with me every day.
Oh, God.
He started to get suspicious and one day saw a text from her on my phone. She begged him not to tell.
How old is she?
Early 20s.
Well, Mom should not be calling the shots.
No. They went on a family vacation because their aunt was getting married. At one point, she pissed off the cousin, so he told the mom.
That's nasty family blackmail.
Oh, yeah. Her mom screamed at her, calling her an embarrassment and other things, but he doesn't say what they are.
I'm sure there were other things worse than that.
Her grandpa found out. He said he wasn't angry at all, and it was her choice.
Good for him.
He had no problem with us going out.
All right, Grandpa.
That made her feel a lot better. It's interesting that the grandpa was okay with it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've watched your videos and heard you mention that trauma in your life influences your decisions. Her dad abused her mom a few times, which led her to cheat on him. Then they split up. This happened when my girlfriend was in early elementary school. Since then, she has struggled to have a relationship with her dad. Her other grandpa has a terminal illness, and she doesn't feel welcome in their house to visit because she feels her dad has turned against her.
Her dad has turned against her.
Yeah.
So his parent has a terminal illness?
His father, from what I can gather here.
Right.
My girlfriend wasn't a plain child. She was raised by her grandma because of how young her mom was.
Wow.
On Friday, we had a nice dinner, watched TV, and cuddled. We started talking about how she wanted to take another job on the weekends. I asked her how I would see her if she's doing that. She started to get upset. She told me our relationship is getting too much. She feels trapped and under pressure to always contact me.
That's not who's really trapping her or pressuring her.
Well, she's gotten a lot of pressure from the mom.
She's gotten the pressure from the mom. That's where it's coming from, not so much from him.
But I do think, she is feeling trapped because now he's like maybe wanting to take this a step further than she is.
Yep.
And that's overwhelming her. So she's like, I can't handle this. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's going on.
But
here.
if you remove mom from the equation, none of this would have happened.
That's entirely possible.
Yeah.
But we don't know how he was handling himself. Maybe he was calling her a lot or overwhelming her a lot.
Could be. Yeah.
I mean, if I had to guess, I wonder if he's anxious and she's avoidant.
Yeah, I would agree.
He said, I started getting really upset. She said this is exactly what she didn't want. And that if it's easier, she'll still go out with me. So she was going to stay out of guilt. Which is very interesting, huh? I told her, no, don't be silly. You can't force yourself to keep going just to make me happy. She suggested leaving her job to make it easier for me, so that I wouldn't see her. I said, no, it's fine. We stood up and hugged for a long time. I told her I loved her, and she said it back. Of the two previous times I've been dumped by her, it never lasted more than a day. It's now the third, and I haven't heard a thing from her. I haven't contacted her since that night when I sent her a text thanking her for the memories and wishing her well, which she responded to. I'm really struggling without her because she was my best friend. I still have some of her stuff. Should I bag it and leave it at her desk? If I see her at work, should I be happy? Well, I do think you should act like you're positive around her. You don't want to be upset and dramatic at work.
No.
It's not going to help.
Right.
If she does contact me and asks how I am, should I be honest with her and tell her how heartbroken I am? Any help would be appreciated. No, I definitely think you should not tell her how heartbroken you are. I know a lot of people want to do that. We feel like we've got to tell that person how we're feeling.
What they've done to us.
How we miss them. Yeah. How bad we're doing without them. Don't do it.
No, don't do it.
She was already feeling pressure.
Yep.
Any more pressure and she's really going to get upset. Mm-hmm. Right? She probably had a lot of pressure coming from her in a lot of other places.
Mom would be the major one, who clearly intends to make her decisions for her and to run her life.
Yeah, but she is also young, and maybe she wasn't looking for a real heavy long-term commitment. That the additional pressure of, I have to call him, I don't feel like talking to him right now.
I'm thinking more of the guilt trips from Mom. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, at 22, you should not have to sneak around about a relationship because your mother doesn't approve, okay? And until she gets to be at a point where she can say that, probably not a lot is going to change for her.
Yeah.
But I see where she was in a no-win. She really seemed to care about this guy, but if she did that, she was in trouble with Mom. And if Mom was making her decision and guilt-tripping her and pulling her away from this guy, then she was going to be in trouble with him. So she was in a terrible bind.
And it's interesting because she also was going to stay with him out of guilt.
Yes. So clearly, she is well trained and programmed to adjust her behavior to guilt.
I think a lot of people are so hurt and desperate out there, they'll settle for guilt. Oh, guilt! If guilt doesn't bring us back together, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You don't want your partner out of guilt.
No.
You don't, because they don't really want to be there.
Right. You only want somebody who wants to be with you. Yeah. But I see why she couldn't win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, in a situation like this, you definitely don't want to pour out your feelings to her. Just act confident around her. Leave her alone. Let her come to you when she wants. And she'll say something if she wants to see you. I'm sure in this situation, if she wants to hang out with him, or she'll come up with some excuse to invite him out or hint that she wants to go out, and then he can go from there.
He knows how to reach her.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he thinks if he pours out his heart and she sees how hurt he is, that somehow that will change things.
It does not work that way.
No.
I've tried it.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't work.
It makes it worse.
Yeah.
It makes it worse.
As far as she's concerned, he's doing just fine.
Yeah. But, you know, they've had 3 breakups in a short amount of time. And so you got to be careful, because even if you guys wind up getting back together again, maybe it's the family pressure, maybe it's your behavior, maybe it's both. I would guess it's probably actually both.
I would agree.
But, you know, you got to work on yourself to become more confident and more secure. And that way you don't make a woman feel pressure or feel guilty to be with you. And let it resolve with mom. Maybe she'll stand up to mom and say, you know what, I don't care what you think. If I like somebody, I'm going to date him.
Well, that would make me cheer. Yeah, that's what she needs to do. But it's very difficult when it's a family business. Remember the noodle factory?
Yeah.
Yes, we did a presentation many months ago about the woman who was growing up in a family that owned a noodle factory. I'm not kidding, it really was a noodle factory, and she had been told all her life that she was going to work in the noodle factory. When she got old enough to be a decision maker, she said, I don't want to work in the noodle factory. And of course that carries all kinds of family disloyalty accusations and so forth and so on. But if you're going to have a happy life, you have to make your own decisions.
Yeah.
And you'll have to deal with mom's guilt. That's right. I hope she can do that.
Yep.
And I hope he can encourage her to do that, not just by being angry because mom's been a pain, but just because it's healthier for everybody.
Yep.
Okay? Mom can't try and control a young woman in her 20s. It's not going to work. Mom's going to be happier if she no longer has that obligation. And this young woman is going to be much happier if she makes her own decisions.
Absolutely.
But family businesses are not easy. Remember, the famous family therapist, Dr. Murray Bowen, said he came up with his brilliant theory because his family had owned a department store, and he saw all the craziness that went on with that. And it was just like this. Well, the cousin told that one, and this one told the other one, and then it got back to the person who wasn't supposed to know. You can't live with that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you can see that multiple breakups do happen, and sometimes, you know, if you can get the issue resolved, the relationship can be worked out, you know? Even in a situation like this, if she can stand up to mom,
if she can,
and take that weight off of her, then she could probably find a good relationship with him.
She may also have to find another job.
Yeah. Which she seemed to be open to and looking for.
Yes, she did.
Okay, interesting situation.
Yes, interesting.
So if you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching and I do Skype. Margaret is available for Skype coaching.
If you feel that I can be helpful for you, please do contact me.
Just click on Margaret on the top of the website to do that. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.